What is going on, everybody? My name is Dakota and welcome back to Cologne. Today we're going to be looking at and reviewing Lattafa's Khamrah. This is a heavily inspired scent from the house of Kilian's Angel Share. It's not exactly a one-to-one, but it is heavily inspired. Let's get into it. All right, so the first thing we're going to look at is the presentation on this thing, because this is actually a gorgeous bottle. I really like this bottle. This is a boozy, sweet type of smell. And so what we're going to do first is we're going to show off the Atomizer. This is a 100 ml bottle, so we're going to show off the Atomizer. For what it is, the Atomizer is actually very good. For the quality of fragrance, for the quality of bottle and everything you get for the money you get, this is an amazing buy. So we're going to put 3 on the wrist there, and then clap that down. All right, so the moment you spray this, you get an overwhelming, warm, sweet. You pick up on some rummy, some bourbon. It's just there's some sweet alcohol there that just, it smells very nice. It's not overbearing. It's not harsh. It's very strong, but it's not a harsh, strong fragrance. So when it first hits your nose, it actually hits it a little soft. And I think the reason for that being is how sweet this is. All right, so as this gets ground down a little bit, I'm gonna spin this bottle up and let's get to looking at the notes. And we are gonna get into some of the notes real quick. This one kind of has more of a lengthy note breakdown, so I'm gonna try to go through these quickly. The top notes on this are gonna be cinnamon, nutmeg, and bergamot. The cinnamon you can notice almost immediately. The bergamot, not so much. I don't get much of a citrusy vibe from this at all, but the cinnamon does kind of linger through most of the top and middle. But the middle notes are going to be dates, praline, tuberose, and mahonial. I really hope I said that right. Yep, I'm butchering those. And the base notes on this are going to be vanilla, tonka bean, benzoin, amberwood, myrrh, and akigala wood. And now I have no idea what akigala wood smells like, but as this dries down a little more, there is woody notes coming through, but the main notes that you pick up on pretty much from first spray to where I'm at right now is going to be the cinnamon, the dates, the praline, the vanilla, and the benzoin. Now, I feel like some of that myrrh and some of the amberwood and the akigala wood is starting to come through. Like I said, I'm not really familiar with akigala wood, so I can't really pinpoint what that one would smell like. But as this starts to settle a little bit, there is a woody note that is starting to come through and make itself known. But for the most part, it's a very overbearing. And don't get me wrong, it's a very beautiful fragrance, but it's very sweet. It's a little bourbony. It's a little rummy. You know, it's got like, it's a boozy sweet. And I don't know where the booze notes come from on this, but you can definitely smell them. But that is going to wrap up the note portion of this, and we get y'all flip back around and we'll get back into it. Alrighty, so it's been about 30-40 minutes. We went ahead and let this thing dry down all the way. Oddly enough, some of that kind of boozy smell that you get has fallen off into much more of a more developed sweet fragrance. For me, you can kind of smell the dates on this one. You can definitely pick up on like some of the amberwood, some of the benzoin, stuff like that. It makes itself very known and present in this fragrance, and to me that's what makes it a perfect fall and winter fragrance. More so fall, just because of how sweet this is. To me, a more masculine sweet smell always will lean fall to me. With that being said, we are going to go ahead and get into the price and availability portion of this. Availability wise, most stores are not going to have this. You're pretty much going to have to pick this up from online fragrance stores, discounters, stuff like that. I don't think any retail shops carry this unless they're like maybe a small locally owned retail shop, something like that. But discounters wise, you can find this, and the majority of discounters, I bought mine from a place called Gift Express. So I mean, pretty much every major online retailer is going to have this. The pricing does vary just a little. Pricing wise, for the most part, you're going to find this slid in somewhere in that $25 to $45 range, with your typical pricing that I've seen. As of this morning, I checked across a multitude of sites, and the average price that I saw was somewhere between that 35 to 50 range. But normally they normally don't get up around that 50. Like I said, I bought mine for $29, I think, which the price for what you get, again, I'll go ahead and show up this bottle again. The price for what you get, this bottle is awesome, and they did not shy away that they were taking some of Kilian's bottle designs. I personally, I don't have angel share, but I do have apple brandy. So, and here is a side by side. So other than being square, they really, yeah, other than being that, they were not shy about borrowing their bottle. Good. Hit that back without breaking it. Oh, thank God. If I broke that, I'd cry. Anyway, so that's going to be the pricing portion of it. You know, somewhere, if you wanted to buy it today, and I'll put a link in the description to where you can get this at. I think I'm going to start doing that in my videos. That way, if y'all are interested in the fragrances, it'll be easier to find. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get into the performance part of said Khamrah. And the performance on this is actually very good. For the fragrance that this is inspired by, this may actually perform better than that one. The longevity on this one actually really good. This is like a 8 to 10 hour fragrance, and that's with not much of a refresh. That's maybe with a 2 to 3 spray refresh. The sillage on this one, due to the note breakdowns and the way the notes are done up, the sillage on this one's really good as well. This is a solid 4 to foot fragrance that falls away from you. The projection on this one is all there. It's really good. This fragrance will announce itself for you, and you know, mix all that in with the price tag of this fragrance and everything else. This fragrance is one that is just genuinely hard to beat. You know, you get some of that boozy note, some of the sweetness, just everything you get out of this. The embodiment of fall for me. The only knock on it is if you're someone who doesn't like heavily inspired by or clone fragrances. If you're someone who may have a little problem with those, you're probably gonna have a problem with this one. But yeah, to just, in my book, it's just really hard to hate on this one. Like I said, the presentation's good. The box is a little gimmicky that it comes in, if we're being honest, but the box actually feels like quality. This presentation feels quality. The glass on this feels good. I'm pretty sure this is glass. I don't think that's plastic. But yeah, just everything about this just feels really good. This is a solid performing fragrance. This is a fragrance that when I run out of this, I will be buying another one, because I love having a fragrance like this in my collection. And if I had to rate this fragrance, I would give it a 9 out of 10. I don't really know much that you could knock this on, really. The only reason I'm going a 9 out of 10 is purely based on a smidge of my biasm, because I like tobacco-based fragrances. But yeah, so for the price that you get, for the presentation that you get, for the performance you get, everything about this, if you're someone who likes those boozy sweet smells, this will be a 10 out of 10 for you, because this checks every box you could have for that. I do think that is going to wrap us up for today. Go ahead and get on this one more time. I do think that's going to wrap us up for today. As I like to say in every video, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for the support, for the feedback, for the comments, the likes. I truly appreciate it all. Thank you again. And that is going to wrap us up, and we will see you next time.